Guys, we got off-season dates for the Cincinnati Bengals. So let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. Starting off right away, we have April 15th, which is the first day. Then we have OTAs, which is May 28th to May 30th, and then June 3rd to June 6th. And then we have mandatory minicamp, June 13th to June 11th to June 13th. Now, we also do have a rookie minicamp also in there. But going back to this one for OTAs wise, I believe there are some that are required the players to go, and some are not mandatory. So some are mandatory, some are not mandatory. Last year, for example, I know with the Ravens, J.K. Dobbins, Kevin Zeitler didn't go to OTAs for the first part, but they went to the second part, which was mandatory. And every player has in their contract, they get certain bonuses for going to OTAs, certain bonuses for going to minicamp, and also I believe there's fines that the team can issue if they do not go to these required practices. So again, it's stuff they have to kind of do. Now, for the first non-mandatory, the reason why players don't go to those is because sometimes players work out outside the facility. They have their own training thing that they have going on, that they might be working with a personal trainer, they might be working with other players, and we saw this last year with T. Higgins. He has a whole entire training thing he does. Jamar Chase does as well. So it's not always that, they have to go to the facility, have to do these things, because sometimes it's their best interest to work out outside the facility, right? So again, like I said, every player really is different, but April 15th is the most important. And this is when off-season really kicks off, right? Because from February to April, that kind of time period is kind of like a, vacation time period, I will say, for a lot of players, because it is nothing football, right? And then, if you saw recently, Travis Kelce was at the beach with Taylor Swift, and he had a beer gut. And he even said, he's like, it's off season. Like, I'm going to go out here and look like this in a dad bod because it's off season. And then once season kicks off, April 15th, they're going to start working out more and getting back into football shape and getting ready for, after the draft. Because, again, the draft is crazy to say this, but draft is 4 weeks away, guys. Draft is 4 weeks away, and we're getting right into the thick of things with the NFL draft. But April 15th is when everything starts kicking off. So you got the draft right after that. And then you have at the end of May, OTAs, June, so on and so on. Now, keep in mind, for Joe Burrow, right? Again, he's already throwing the ball, okay? He's already throwing the ball. He's already working out. He's to a point where he said early May that he would be 100% ready to go, no problems, could get 100% contact, not an issue at all. It looks like he's right on pace for that. According to Zach Taylor and everything we have heard, yeah, he looks like he is on pace to be absolutely perfectly fine moving forward. As it says right here, has said he expects to be back throwing full go at some point during these workouts. So, based on what we understand, he's going to be 100%, and we're going to see him at OTAs. We're going to see him at minicamp. We're going to see him at preseason. Well, hopefully he does play some preseason, because I feel like the last couple years, him not playing any preseason has really hurt him going into the regular season, because he starts off a little rusty, and we start off a little slow. And I think there needs to be some type of, transition throughout the preseason into the regular season. And it's something that I know Marvin Lewis did a really great job on. Not everyone loves Marvin Lewis, but he did a really great job on making sure that the players actually played preseason and regular season. I know you want to avoid injuries, but at the end of the day, it's hard for a player to not play any preseason and then play the regular season. So at least in some capacity, some snaps or something, get some players out there, make sure, we understand the system, we know what we're doing, that kind of stuff. And this has been kind of preached by a lot of different players. Jonah Williams last year in the preseason was actually the best, I almost said reason for this. He was the best example of this, where he actually had to go to Frank Pollock and tell him, hey, I'm going to play some preseason, because they weren't going to play him in the preseason. And he was like, I need to play, because if I don't play, then I've never played right tackle before. And week 1, I'm going against Myles Garrett. So, I need to play right tackle in the preseason. They let him play. it was interesting. Interesting season, guys. So tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys next one.